On the 12th of September 2014, a guest house collapsed in the Synagogue Church of All Nations premises in Lagos, killing at least 115 people. The Nigerian Emergency Services refused to release the nationalities of the victims, but other countries provided some details about those who died, and it was found that 84 people were South Africans. The then governor of Lagos State, Babatunde Fashola, ordered all church workers to stay away from the scene in order to properly rescue trapped bodies. The government also claimed the church did not get government approval before construction. A journalist by name Nicholas Ibekwe released an audio recording that allegedly captures TB Joshua offering bribes to journalists in return for reporting the incident in a way that favorably portrayed the church. The senior pastor of the church, TB Joshua, who died on the 5th of June 2021, also linked the tragedy to a strange aircraft hovering above the building shortly before it fell. However, the coroner's report found the cause to be due to structural failure. On September 12, 1992, May Carol Jemison became the first black woman to travel to space. May studied chemical engineering and African American studies in Stanford University. Then she got a medical degree from Cornell University, but she still wanted to become an astronaut, and so she applied to NASA. She served as a mission specialist on the Space Shuttle Endeavour. She joined NASA's astronaut corps in 1987, which led her to get selected for the STS-47 mission, during which she orbited the Earth for nearly 8 days. The journey started on 12th of September and ended on 20th of September 1992. The Smurfs, an animated fantasy comedy for children, first aired on the 12th of September 1981 in North America. It was aired on NBC and it lasted 8 years. It was an adaptation based on Belgian cartoonist Peyo's comic series, The Smurfs. Peyo served as the story supervisor for the adaptation, and it was produced by Hanna-Barbera Productions. There were a total of 268 episodes aired in the span of 8 years. Now, Paul Walker William IV was born on the 12th of September 1973. His mother, Cheryl, was a fashion model, and his father, also Paul, was a contractor. Walker was the eldest sibling and had 4 younger siblings, Caleb, Cody, Ashley, and Amy. His grandfather, Paul Williams II, was a professional heavyweight boxer who went by the name Irish Billy Walker. Paul Walker got his start in the business at a young age of 2 in a Pampers commercial, and he was in his first film at 13, in the horror comedy film Monster in the Closet. In between that time, he didn't stray far from the camera. In 1988, he and his sister Ashley were contestants on an episode of the game show I'm Telling, and they actually finished in second place. The show was a children's version of the newlywed game featuring young siblings rather than married couples. Walker studied marine biology at several community colleges in Southern California and wanted to get into that field. Ultimately, he ended up giving up his studies to continue pursuing acting. He was a great actor and driver. Walker was a major car enthusiast. He competed in Red Line Team Attack Racing Series. He was on the AE Performance team and raced a BMW M3 E92. Walker's daughter, Mido, lived with her daughter in Hawaii for 13 years, but moved to California in 2011 to live with her dad. Before his early death, Walker had stated he wanted to quit acting so he could spend time with Mido. He hated watching himself on screen and would turn out for the premieres but would never watch his films again. Paul was the main character through 6 of the Fast and Furious movies, which would go on to become one of the 5 highest grossing franchises of all time. He was best friends with his co-stars Tyrese Gibson and Vin Diesel. He took the role of Brian O'Connor because he loved the idea of an undercover cop being a race car driver. He obviously never knew how much the franchise would resonate with people around the world and how successful it would become. But luckily, he got to see a bit of that success before we lost him in 2013. Filming had already begun for Furious 7 when Walker was tragically killed in a car accident that also took the life of his friend and driver, Roger Rodas. Producers made the decision to keep Furious 7 going and gave Walker's character a proper send-off. Body doubles, including his brothers Cody and Caleb, stepped into the role, and old footage that had been cut from Fast 5 was used when needed. Wiz Khalifa wrote the song See You Again for Walker, and it plays at the end of the film.
It's never goodbye.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
This is your goal. What's happening, dude? Thanks for the invite.
Wanna go for a drive?
May his soul rest in perfect peace. Thank you for watching the show today. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms to stay updated with the news. I remain Chinere Umobi.